Hey everybody, what is going on? So today we're going to do a little bit of Universal versus Disney. I got a great question from a subscriber. I'm going to read you his question and we're going to dig right in. All right, and the question comes from Oakview Films, and he's asking, with the eventual opening of Super Nintendo Land at Universal Parks, what video game IP do you feel would be best used by Disney Parks to combat Nintendo Land? Okay, Oakview, thank you for this question. This is a phenomenal question. Now, yeah, okay. So what video game IP do I believe Disney should use to compete against Super Nintendo Land? And my answer might surprise you, but I'm going to say none, zero, zilch. Okay, here's the thing. Universal was very, very smart in their selection of IP when it came to video games. Nintendo is really the very creme de la creme, top tier in terms of IP. When it comes in that video game world, Mario is really, like the Mickey Mouse of that whole world, okay? And Nintendo is a lot like Disney. They have a really strong focus on quality. They're very, very family focused. Universal couldn't have picked a better brand to convert, a video game property into a theme park. And really, Nintendo is the best of the best. And if Disney were to dive into that and try to find another video game IP to compete, they're always going to fall short. You can't compete with Nintendo. You can't compete, at least when it comes to theme parks, okay? Look, if Disney were to look for another video game IP, they'd have to go to like Xbox with Microsoft or Sony PlayStation. And quite frankly, those consoles are extremely, extremely popular, but they don't have the brand, it's just not the same in terms of the brand recognition and the reputation for being so family focused and quality focused. Nintendo is really the Disney of the video game world. Mario is essentially the Mickey Mouse of video games. So if Disney tries to compete with that, they're always going to fall short. I mean, what's Disney going to do? Have a Crash Bandicoot land? It's not going to work. It's always going to seem subpar. So what does Disney have to do then? What Disney has to do is forget the video game theme. Because at the end of the day, these lands, these highly immersive lands, aren't so much about what the theme is. It's about, outmaneuvering, what's the word for it? Basically creating the more immersive area, right? So, for example, when Universal created Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Disney didn't go out and say, hey, we have to find another IP based on a wizard to compete with Harry Potter. They didn't do that, and rightfully so. That was a smart move. What they instead did was they said, okay, well, we have Star Wars, which is a huge property. Let's use that and create an immersive land around that, because that's what we have. And that's what Disney has to do when it comes to responding to Super Nintendo Land. They have to find their IP, what IP they have in their library, that they can make an immersive land around and create that. Okay, it doesn't have to be a video game IP to compete with Nintendo Land, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. Nintendo, it's an impossible feat. You cannot compete with Nintendo. If Disney was going to jump into that realm of creating lands based on video games, Nintendo would have been the thing they would have jumped on. Nintendo and Disney share a lot of the same core values. They have a really high focus on quality, family entertainment, whatnot. That would have been the brand Disney should have used. But Universal already has it. Okay, it's water under the bridge, and you can't really you can't undo that, and there's nothing else that is on that same level. So Disney just has to find another IP, completely unrelated to video games, and do their own thing, just like they did with Star Wars Land. Just like they did with Star Wars Land. They just have to do their own thing. These lands aren't so much about the theme, but it's more about the level of immersion, okay? The level of immersion. There's been a lot of comparisons between, Galaxy's Edge and Wizarding World, and those comparisons don't exist because the two IPs are so similar. They're really not. The comparisons exist because of the level of immersion that go into those lands, So that's what I suggest Disney do. Forget the video game theme. The theme is really window dressing anyway. It's secondary. Get an IP that you can create an immersive land around and do that. Whether it's a movie, TV, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. But as long as you find an IP and an environment that's compelling and interesting, that's your competition. That's how you respond to Super Nintendo World. Okay? Disney will never find another video game IP on the level of Nintendo. It's impossible. You're never going to find it. So you're best not to even look, and you're best to even just do some other IP that you can create the best world, the best environment that you can possibly make. Oakview, fantastic question. Thank you, buddy. I do appreciate it. And if you guys have questions for me, whether it be for a future video, whether it be for a future Q&A, comment those questions below. I regularly use the questions in my comment section for future videos. So yeah, definitely, shoot your questions down below, and I might use them in a future video or in a future Q&A video. But thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and as always, have a fantastic day.